So if you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by clicking on the PayPal link in the description box. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Also, leave us a thumbs up. It helps us get more views.
We've got huge news. Now, I had privately gotten this from some sources last week, but they said there was only rumblings and discussions. Then you saw Trump, 2 days after I was told this, meet with Sessions, have a reconciliation, and reportedly Sessions is ready to go after Hillary with the illegal servers, with the money from foreign governments, and then 2 days later changing policy in the State Department outside of even Obama. I mean, she was running her own parallel government. They've been doing this forever, the missile secrets and reactors to create atomic bomb material to North Korea. I mean, we all know about the Clintons. I'm not going to rehash that. But to bring down Obama, who is with Soros battling Trump and the American people right now, the Achilles heel is the Clintons. Everybody knows they're corrupt. Polls show 90-something% are absolutely sick of Hillary. Democrats' number one thing is get off the Russia thing and move on to the economy. And Trump is bringing forward a classic JFK-style, old-fashioned Democrat chicken in every pot program of getting the economy going and using government stimulus to do it, but actually directing it to the grassroots. A lot of conservatives criticized Trump for being too much like an old-fashioned Democrat when it came to economic policies, minus their love of the KKK. He doesn't have that. So, Dr. Jerome Corsi, 3-time #1 New York Times bestseller, researcher, formerly with WorldNet Daily, now working with InfoWars. He has got his nose to the grindstone in D.C., breaking the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, that $300 billion was looted by Obama. And the Treasury Secretary months later, we got cited, said, yes, it's true. Now we're defunding Obamacare, hopefully, by Trump pulling that. Because even if Congress blocks him, there's more than one way to skin a cat or to skin a swamp creature. So that's all going on. But here's the headline that just went up live 20 minutes ago at Infowars.com. Justice Department offers plea bargain to Hillary, noted Clinton author and well-known source of really good intel, Ed Klein, has exclusively told Dr. Jerome Corsi. And this fits with suddenly Trump saying, okay, I'll meet with Sessions. Okay, things are better now. And Sessions having that press conference saying, you criminally leak. We're not going to go after the press like Obama did. Sure, the press can get these leaks. But if it's illegal what you're leaking, and if it wasn't to expose corruption, and if it undermines national security, we're going to prosecute you. Obama prosecuted more members of the press than all presidents. That means even the War Powers Act. That means Lincoln. That means, a lot of really serious stuff that went on with one of the big globalist architects, back with the whole passage of the 1913 situation and all of that unfolded. More persecution of the press than Woodrow Wilson did. I mean, all presidents combined. Trump said, I'm not going to touch the press, something they're all claiming he's doing. They're trying to destroy him. He said, we're going to go after the actual government leakers. So this all links up to show that it's not the president making Sessions do this, ordering him to, even though he can do that as president, saying, do your job. Don't play along with the old Washington thing of both parties kind of leave each other alone on corruption. I've not done anything wrong. They obviously knew weeks ago when Trump got so upset at Mueller, this Democratic operative who gives 99.8% of his money to Democrats along with all his other cohorts, even people that got fired by Trump or are involved in this witch hunt group. Notice about 3 weeks ago, Trump goes, okay, if you get into anything else other than Russia, I'm going to fire you because it's a witch hunt. And they go, oh, we are. We're getting into finances, banking, your whole campaign, your whole family, people that rent stuff from your hundreds of properties. We're going after you with a fine-tooth comb, not Russia-related, not espionage, 2 separate areas of the FBI, but in fraud, the biggest dragnet, the biggest witch hunt ever set. And now we know they raided Manafort in late July, July 26th. They raided the former Trump head of the campaign for stuff the committee hadn't even asked for. Bank records going back a decade. So that's for optics to make Trump look corrupt. That's why they got this grand jury out of the swamp that voted 91% Democrat and 93% for Hillary. They've got the swamp creatures in there with a grand jury trying to heat up an indictment. But see, separation of powers, that can't bring down the president. But they want the dirt and the idea of the SWAT team raids against Manafort and others and Trump now to create the illusion, you better step down. Same thing's happening with Benjamin Netanyahu. Oh, his wife threw a party and some people there weren't with the government. Somebody had some chicken, literally roasted chicken in Israel. He's the prime minister. They're talking about roasted chickens and cell phone bills where they called people that weren't in the government. Since when can't the president or prime minister? I'm not even defending Trump or Netanyahu. I'm defending reality here. So you got Hillary with all the corruption, the laundry list, the secret servers, the sellouts to the Islamicists, the foreign funding, never before seen, paper play, on and on and on. And we're hearing about cell phone bills. I mean, it's the same tactic. Create fake indictments and then demand that you resign and then push that in the midterms as your campaign issue because they don't want to run against trying to repeal Obamacare, trying to get tax cuts, trying to get the stock market up, trying to get blue-collar workers working again in high-paying jobs. They don't want to run against American recovery and kind of a JFK or Eisenhower-style policy that Trump's just brought back because he's just bringing back the classic thing that made America great again. So I got Owen Schroyer here who was getting ready to do the news live in like an hour and 20 minutes, and I got Dr. Corsi here who's breaking this right now, Infowars.com. This is huge. We're going to Corsi, and I am building suspense here. But your comments, Owen, because you were getting ready to interview him for the news. I said, we can't wait on this. We've got to do this now.
Well, there's some interesting points that I noted here in Corsi's article, specifically when they're talking about Klein talking about how Hillary fights things tooth and nail to the bitter end. But it's not just Hillary. The entire swamp is going to be fighting this to the bitter end. You know, Hillary is just one of the leaders of this conglomerate of swamp creatures. So I expect all of them, not just Clinton, but there to be pushback from all of these swamp creatures that Clinton has been colluding with, specifically in the media, too. I mean, look at Loretta Lynch. And then you had also noted here, Klein told Infowars.com that all of former FBI Director James Comey's files on the Clinton email investigation have been transferred from the FBI's headquarters in the J. Edgar Hoover building in Washington to the Justice Department offices. That's a pretty significant development right there. That has to indicate that there is something moving on this issue. Dr. Corsi?
Well, thank you. I talked to Ed Klein at length today, and I've known Ed Klein since about 2005 when he did his first book on Hillary Clinton. And
he's never been reversed. He's a very respected person.
He's never told me anything that wasn't true. I mean, it's really remarkable. I have great confidence in Ed Klein, and he is very careful about his interviews and what he says.
And that's a lot to say because we all make mistakes when you're doing a lot of news. You try. But, I mean, you're right. He's got a really good record.
He's got a great record. And what he said today was, you know, that this is his source here is the closest source he can find to the Clintons. It's one of the attorneys who is more trusted by the Clintons than anyone, and he's confident that the Justice Department has begun discussing a plea bargain with Hillary on the email servers. He's not sure if it's going to extend over to the foundation or to Benghazi or other issues, but Ed Klein thinks
but the servers are cut and dry. You're doing government top secret State Department business that runs the CIA on a server in your bathroom. I mean, this is illegal, cut and dry.
Right, and the remarkable thing is that I think it comes, as you've been pointing out, Alex, right after President Trump said he was dissatisfied that the Justice Department and the Jeff Sessions was not investigating the Clintons. And I think what seems to have been going on behind the scenes, and you know, I really do trust Ed Klein, is that very quietly Sessions has had the Justice Department shift gears, get all of the files on the email investigation out of Comey's office, and begun discussing with Hillary a plea bargain, which to me is the beginning of a, you know, we've got you. We know there's information in here that you're guilty of, and rather than go through the a trial or any kinds of others indictment, why don't we just get a plea deal? But this is a huge break.
This is huge. I can't state how big this is, and that's why the illegal tarmac meeting, Loretta Lynch saying no email communications about this or with the Clintons. Now there's thousands of pages of it. I mean, they are desperate. That's why they're fighting so hard, saying arrest Trump, kill the Republicans, because They have committed so many crimes believing Hillary would win, believing they were invincible with this arrogant hubris, with this chutzpah, bravada, whatever word you want to call it, delusions of grandeur, megalomania. I mean, that's why this is so dangerous and explosive, is because they've gone so far and done so much. The sky's the limit. This is amazing.
And, you know, it can, what Ed Klein told me today, and we talked for, you know, about 40 minutes. It conforms with information I'm getting hearing in both in Washington and in New York. And that is that the Eastern District of New York has begun calling in people in the Clinton Foundation, very quietly begin discussing use immunity and interviewing Clinton Foundation employees. And I'm also hearing that there's investigations going on internationally on the Clinton Foundation. The Clinton Foundation may not be able to avoid international prosecution even if Hillary cuts a plea deal with the Department of Justice. So this whole idea that the Department of Justice has turned their attention onto Hillary on the East and is already proposing they may have to do a plea bargain, and that it's seriously being considered by the Clintons. I mean, this is, from Ed Klein, was remarkable information, and is really, you know, I think we're breaking huge turn of events. That the
I mean, I want to be clear. Ed Klein's so respected with his work on the Clintons. I mean, so he was happy to have you break this?
Yes. Well, I mean, he published it. Yesterday, there was a small article in Newsmax, and it got very little attention. And so I called up Ed this morning. I put in a call to him about 9 o'clock this morning because I wanted to see.
So to be clear, Newsmax is great, but they have so much news stuff can get buried. That's our own problem. Wow.
It got buried.
Okay, so you're here and you've had more intel now. You talked to him more. I know we talked, I was walking down the hall. So now I get it. This didn't get the traction, so that's why he's sending it to InfoWars. That's great.
Yeah, and what he wanted was, you know, when I talked to him, Ed and I have kind of had a trusted relationship. I report very precisely what Ed says. I take it down almost word for word and quote him word for word. So the InfoWars report, which he was very anxious to get, gives validation to what was published by Newsmax yesterday and has a much wider audience.
Sure. So let me just add then how astounding this is, because we're moving quick. I know, of course, he's got his sources. I know who Ed Klein is. Boom. We get out as soon as we can. And then I was talking to Corsi. We're about to go live like 15 minutes ago. I'm just getting this data, but now it makes sense. What they can do with text is they can deep six that. And we know Google admits we have the contracts. They've hired companies with us and against Newsmax and against Breitbart and against everybody to block us. The reason we're able to punch through is we're on AM and FM and huge amounts of people watching at Infowars.com on direct feeds. So because so many carbon eyes, so many flesh and blood eyes are watching Infowars, even though Google delist all this as they got caught in the campaign blocking any negative Hillary or Clinton news, Haiti news, news about Benghazi, any of it, because humans are watching and hand sharing. InfoWars is able to break the blockade. Only one other group can do that, and he can do it bigger than I can. That's Matt Drudge, because it's just links. And so it's not even cyberspace. You got to understand, it's visual links to cyberspace, but it's a human interface of only your eyes. He's not posting it. He's not sending it out. Let me explain this. So the AI and the algorithms can't watch and block what you're physically doing. And so in live time, you're sharing the links, you're clicking. A lot of it's even their own propaganda, but he'll put their propaganda next to stuff that shows how it's a fraud, creating this organic college almost forum. You see how magic that is?
Well, and actually, that's an amazing paradigm that you just took me down here, because we just had all these pictures come out about the Google tech staff that is behind these algorithms trying to censor quote unquote fake news. A lot of them claim to be transgendered, be half man, half male. A lot of these people, these are the Hillary Clinton supporters.
And we don't hate them like the woman putting bleach in their eyes or people cutting their arms and legs off. Do it. I'm not paying for it.
But here's the key that you just tapped into, Alex. They think that because they are with Google, because they have this AI, because they have all these algorithms, that they control the future now. They really think that they have beat human intelligence. They really think that they have destroyed actual human interaction. They think it's over. They think it's dead. They think all they have to do is rig the internet and rig Google, and then that they defeat man. No.
And instead, they have, like, made themselves retarded. Because we're going to come up with this BuzzFeed latest attack. We read this. It totally proves us right. It's like a giant sales packet because they went and tested all our supplements and they go, okay, it is what they say it is, but they're horrible people. And then they caused autism or something. Wait till we get to that. Now getting back to Dr. Corsi, this is so big, Dr. Corsi, because you've seen Trump. People ask, why is Trump playing 3rd level, 4 level, 5 level chess? He's not. If he sees Bernie Sanders having the nomination stolen, and then the Republican leadership is all over the news saying, we are going to take the nomination from him and ignore the delegates and ignore the voters, he went and complained to rally the people to create moral outrage, which was correct, to then empower the people to not just be zombies and just foregone conclusion, give up, to say no, so he got the nomination. Then they said, we're going to federalize the election and take it from you. It was in federal documents. I broke it, talked to the president. He went and checked it. He wasn't even president yet. He was running. He's now president. I love it. And he goes, it's true. I'm going to do something in 2 days. I've already been warned of this, but wow, these emergency messages were being shown to him. I'm not going to say by who. He was watching daily then. But the point was, he went, he said, you're not going to steal this when I'm seated January 6th. You're not going to take the super delegates. You're not going to take the faithless electors. He fought it. They had to back off. Sanders didn't. He lost. So, again, we had a radical libertarian. They had their radical communists. People were grasping for anything radical to get them out of this. But the patriots were actually measured, focused. We got the guy. Now we're in a total war. They're panicking. They know their whole system's coming to an end. All the trillions of dollars couldn't deliver their globalist system. So now they need to show that they're still valid, show they're still pertinent, show they're still in the game to destroy us. And it doesn't matter. We're already light years ahead of them. And by the time they get to where we're at, we're already, 20 light years away. That's what's so epic about this. The devil's behind us now. We did it. He was in front of us before. We used the archetype. We catapulted around, and that's why they're so scared, because we're now warping, and they're not even knowing our trajectory. And that's what's so amazing about this. And then Trump bitches. He goes, I've done something wrong. She's on the Russian payroll with the uranium and hundreds of millions from banks and the Chinese and missile secrets. And he calls him in and he goes, I don't even know any Russians. I don't care what you say. I'm not backing down. I'm not going away. And they don't know what to do because they know they try to impeach him. He's going to take that as the biggest reality TV show in the world and march in with his evidence and spew Hillary and the missile secrets and the pedophile rings and the kidnapping little kids in Haiti. And they know, so all they can do is kill him. But then they know the intelligence agencies are already awake because they're trying to turn us over to Islam and bankrupt the economy, which even the mercenaries in our government aren't going to accept. And they're just game over, man. Game over.
If you're interested to learn how to create content and spread content, we'll show you how. Go to the Operation How YouTube channel, click on the About button, and then click Message. Send us an email. If you want to engage, become an info warrior, we will train you up.
If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon below the video to get notified when the latest new content drops.
Keep us in your prayers. We get a lot of resistance for putting these videos out, but to Yahweh be the glory.